Okay, sige, start tayo. Ang topic natin for today is tungkol sa airflow visualization. So, meron tayong dalawang klase ng flow, inviscid or viscous, and viscous flow pala. So, when we say yung viscous or viscosity, yun nga yung tinatawag nating resistance to flow o kaya yung parang lapot ng fluid natin. So, viscosity's influence on the flow is ignored in inviscid flow calculations kung saan ito ay suitable for high Reynolds number applications kung saan yung inertial forces ay nag-outweigh ng kanilang viscous forces. Therefore, you may quickly estimate the main forces acting on a body with an inviscid analysis o kaya yung non-viscous analysis. Pwede mong gawin yung viscous analysis to take into account the impacts of turbulence and fluid viscosities on lift and drag forces after the body shape has been altered to optimize lift and minimize yung drag forces natin. So, continuing, another area where implicit flow analysis are routinely used is to provide yung good solution for problems involving complicated flow physics or yung complicated flow geometry natin. So, nakakatulong yun sa by means dun sa ating shape ng geometry. In a case like this, the viscous forces are important, but in the early stages of calculation, the viscous terms in the momentum equations will be ignored. So, as you can see dito sa ating figure, dito, yung theoretical, in theory, beautifully behaved but mythically thin boundary layer and weak region yung na-experience. In theory. Pero in reality naman, merong high separated flow and large weak region dito. As shown din dito sa actual visualization dito sa sphere na to. May separated flow na nangyayari sa likod. So, ayun nga, viscosity or yung mu is the ability of a fluid to withstand shearing pressures, and its propensity to stick to solid forces is known as viscosity. Ang pinaka example nun is yung high viscosity nga ng honey compared sa viscosity ng water. If susubukan yung lagyan yung isang spoon ng honey and water, mapapansin nyo mas viscous yung flow ng honey compared sa water. Intermolecular forces or friction are what gives fluids their shear resistance as fluid layers attempt to slide past one another. For this reason, viscosity is considered a crucial fluid attribute when examining fluid motion and behavior close to solid barriers. So, meron tayong two related measures of fluid viscosity. Meron tayong dynamic at kinematic. So, yung sa dynamic, ito ay isang way to measure a fluid's resistance to flow kung meron siyang external force. While yung kinematic viscosity is another measure to the fluid's resistance to flow kung wala namang external force except yung influence ng weight. So in standard sea level conditions or SSLC, the value of dynamic viscosity of air, for air is determined to be 1.789 times 10 raised to negative 5 kg per meter second. Tapos yung kinematic viscosity naman is 1.460 times 10 raised to negative 5 m squared over s. Ito ay in terms ng ating SI. Okay. So next is yung boundary layer. Because of the friction that exists between the gas and the solid material surface, the boundary layer sticks to the surface. In other words, the flow is zero at the surface and there is a small area of retarded flow nearby. So, ayan, ito yung boundary layer natin. Okay. Tapos, the boundary layer thickness D grows as the flow moves over the body. That is, more and more of the flow is affected by friction as the distance along the surface increases. In addition, the presence of friction creates a shear stress at the surface, yung tau. Ito. Ayan. This shear stress has dimensions of force over area and acts in a direction tangential to the surface. Tau gives rise to a drag force, skin friction drag. So, ito yan. Yung nagkikreate ng skin friction drag. Tapos itong figure na to, ito yung ina-explain ng ito yung example ng boundary layer na kung saan at this point, ang velocity mo ay zero. Tapos tataas yung velocity mo up to free stream. Kaya siya nahaba. Ito yung sa surface mo. Okay, some factors that affect the type of flow in the boundary layer are: first is yung smoothness ng flow approaching the body. Second is yung shape ng body. Third is yung surface roughness. Fourth is yung pressure gradient. Fifth is yung Reynolds number. And sixth is yung heating of the fluid by the surface. So, meron tayong dalawang klase ng viscous flow. Yung una is yung laminar. Next is yung turbulent flow. Laminar flow in which the streamlines are smooth and regular and the fluid element moves smoothly along the streamline. Second is yung turbulent flow in which the streamlines break up and a fluid element moves in a random, irregular, and fashion. So, makikita nyo dito sa figure na to, yung A natin is yung laminar wherein smooth lang yung streamline niya. Tapos kapag sa B naman, ito yung turbulent natin na kumbaga chaotic nga yung flow natin. Next is yung Reynolds number. So Reynolds number is the measure of the ratio of inertia forces to viscous forces. Reynolds number can be used to assess how comparable the aerodynamic flows are in a body and its scaled counterpart. This value can also be used to determine whether the boundary layer is turbulent or laminar in whole or in part. So meron tayong formula dito. Reynolds number is equal to rho v L over mu, wherein yung rho mo is yung density ng fluid, yung L is yung characterizing length of the flow system, usually the diameter of a pipe. Excuse. O kaya naman pwede siyang rho vc, wherein yung C mo is yung C denotes as yung chord length. V is yung velocity of the flow, tapos mu is yung viscosity of the fluid. So ayan, may figure dyan yung Reynolds number natin if 2,000 is laminar. Tapos kapag greater than 2,000 naman, turbulent. So ito may sample tayo. Find the Reynolds number for a model wing of a 3-inch cord. Tests run at 100 miles per hour with standard air. So, given yung cord natin na 3 inches, may velocity tayo na 100 miles per hour at standard sea level conditions. So, first is de-declare natin yung ating formula, which is yung rho vc over mu or rho vl. Reynolds number is equal to yung rho 0.002377 slugs per feet cube. Tapos 100 miles per hour times 88 over 60. Kaya siya 88 over 60 kasi ito yung inversion factor natin from miles per hour to feet per second. Pwede din naman 22/15, pareho lang din naman yun. Tapos 3 inches times 1/12, which is conversion sa feet natin from inches. All over 3.7373 times 10 to the raise to -7 slugs per feet second. Tapos ito yung value nung na-convert na 146.667 feet per second tsaka 0.25. So since na-convert na, pwede na nating i-calculate diretso. Ang ating Reynolds is 233,007.574. So velocity profiles for laminar and turbulent layers. So dito i-discuss natin yung relationship between laminar and turbulent shear stresses. The skin friction exerted on an airplane wing or body will depend on whether the boundary layer on the surface is laminar or turbulent, with laminar flow yielding the smaller skin friction drag. Laminar flow can be obtained in the design of the shape of an airfoil. This special type of airfoil designed to encourage yung laminar flow is called yung laminar flow airfoil. Tapos yung standard shape airfoils naman are more prone to having turbulent boundary layers and hence mas malaki yung skin friction drag na nag-occur sa kanila. So advantage and disadvantage of laminar airfoil. Advantage ng laminar is low skin friction drag. Tapos it has high speed properties postponing to a higher flight Mach number, and the large drag rise due to shock waves and flow separation encountered near Mach 1. Tapos yung disadvantage naman nun is it readily gets unstable and tries to change to turbulent flow. Example is yung slightest roughness of the airfoil surface caused by real-life effects as protruding rivets, imperfections in machining, and bug spots can cause premature transition to turbulent flow in advance of the design condition. So ito is yung formulas natin para sa laminar boundary layer. So first is yung laminar boundary layer thickness, which is equal to 5.2 times x all over square root ng RE sub x. Wherein yung RE sub x natin is yung local Reynolds. Tapos yung RE sub L natin denotes as yung total Reynolds. Tapos, laminar local skin friction coefficient or CFX is equal to 0.664 divided by square root ng ating local Reynolds number. Tapos yung laminar flows total skin friction drag coefficient CF is equal to 1.328 all over square root ng ating total Reynolds number. Tapos yung drag force natin is QSCF. So, ito may sample problem tayo. Consider the flow of air over a small flat plate that is 5 cm long in the flow direction and 1 meter wide. The free stream conditions correspond to standard sea level and the flow velocity is 120 meters per second. Assuming laminar flow, calculate the boundary layer thickness at the downstream edge. So first, i-declare natin yung ating given na 5 cm, tapos yung velocity is 120 meters per second. So ito yung laminar boundary layer thickness is equal to 5.2 times x all over square root ng local Reynolds number. So 5.2 times 0.05 meters, ito ay nanggaling sa conversion ng 5 cm to meters. Tapos square root ng Reynolds, which is rho VL over mu in SI, 1.225 kg per meter cube, quantity 120 meters per second times 0.05 meters all over 1.7894 times 10 raised to negative 5 kg per meter second. So ang ating laminar boundary layer thickness is 4.057 times 10 raised to negative 4 meters. Next is yung turbulent boundary layer thickness natin, which is equal to 0.37 times x all over fifth root ng local Reynolds number. So kung kanina square root sa laminar, dito fifth root naman sa turbulent. So turbulent local skin friction coefficient or CFX is equal to 0.0592 all over fifth root ng local Reynolds number. Tapos yung turbulent flow total skin friction drag coefficient is equal to 0.054 all over fifth root ng total Reynolds number naman. Tapos ang drag force is QSCF. So same given tulad ng kanina, pero ngayon ang kukunin naman natin is yung turbulent boundary layer. So turbulent boundary layer thickness is equal to 0.37 times x all over fifth root ng local Reynolds number. So turbulent boundary layer thickness is equal to 0.37 times 0.05 meters all over fifth root ng 1.225 kg per meter cube times 120 meters per second times 0.05 meters all over 1.7894 times 10 to raised to negative 5 kg per meter second. So ang ating turbulent boundary layer thickness is 1.395 times 10 to raised to negative 5 meters. So meron din tayong tinatawag na transition flow o kaya yung transition point, wherein ito yung point where the flow changes from laminar to turbulent flow. Its location in the chord is indicated by the critical chord XCR derived from the critical Reynolds number. So ito yung formula. Similar pa din naman, pero yung X sub CR nga is yung pinaka-distance ng laminar to turbulent as seen from here. Itong first part na to is laminar, tapos magkataroon si transition siya to turbulent. Para doon, tayo na procedure. First is to calculate yung DF. So the DF for by calculating the turbulent DF for area A and subtracting from the result of A. Tapos i-calculate na lang DF for area A and then add yung results ng B at C. So meron tayong simple problem. The span of the right flyer wall is 44 inches. Conform area is with so assume the is rectangular. If the flyer is moving with a velocity of 30 miles per hour, SSC, calculate the skin friction drag with transition Reynolds number is 0.5 times 10 raised to 5. Given natin 40 1/3 feet. Wing area is 255 feet squared. Velocity is 30 mph. Tapos yung ating transition Reynolds number is 5 times 10 raised to 5 SSLC. Hello, good, clear ba? Good morning.
Yes po, sir.
Sorry na walan lang ng net. Ask ko lang saan tayo tumigil or saan ako na disconnect? Dito ba? Sa transition flow or before pa? Sige, continue na lang tayo dito. So, ayun nga, meron tayong para sa transition flow na problem, meron tayong given na 40 and 1/3 feet. Tapos swing area is 255 feet squared. Tapos ang velocity natin is 30 miles per hour. Tapos meron tayo ng transition Reynolds number na given which is 6.5 times 10 raised to 5 at SSLC. Tapos hahanapin muna natin yung total Reynolds number. So 0.002377 times 30 times 88 over 60 which is yung conversion factor ng miles per hour to feet per second. Tapos di-divide natin yung wing area sa width which is 255 feet squared all over 40 and 1/3 feet all over 3.7373 times 10 raised to negative 7 slugs per feet second. So, upon calculation, ang ating total Reynolds number is 1,769,293.827. Tapos after nun, hanapin natin yung X sub CR which is equal to transition Reynolds number times mu all over rho v which is ito is in-arrange lang natin algebraically dun sa kanyang original Reynolds number na formula. So x sub CR is equal to 6.5 times 10 raised to 5 times 3.7373 times 10 raised to negative 7 slugs per feet second all over 0.002377 slugs per feet cube times 30 times 88 over 60 feet per second na conversion factor. So, yung X sub CR natin is 2.323 feet. Tapos next is kukunin natin yung CF. So, CF sa turbulent flow total skin friction drag coefficient or CF is equal to 0.074 all over fifth root ng total Reynolds number. So, since nakuha na natin yung total Reynolds number kanina sa first part, i-apply natin siya dito. So, 0.074 divided by fifth root ng total Reynolds number, that is equal to CF is equal to 4.166 times 10 raised to negative 3. So, since nakuha natin yung CF, proceed tayo sa ating formula ng drag force which is QSCF. DF is equal to 1 half 0.002377 times 44 feet per second squared times 255 feet squared times 4.166 times 10 raised to negative 3. So DF is equal to 2.444 pounds. Okay, next, CF. Is equal to 0.074 divided by fifth root ng transition Reynolds number natin. Kung kanina total Reynolds number, ngayon naman by transition Reynolds number naman yung kukunin natin. So, CF is equal to 0.074 divided by fifth root ng 6.5 times 10 raised to 5. So, CF is equal to 5.089 times 10 raised to negative 3. So, since nakuha natin yung CF, proceed tayo sa drag force natin. Yun ulit, ang pinakaiba lang is ito naman yung input natin na value. So, tapos ito pala, 2.323 times 40 and 1/3 feet. So, DFA turbulent is equal to 1.097 pound force. So, DF sub B turbulent is equal sa difference ng DF tsaka yung DFA turbulent natin. So, DFB turbulent is 1.347 pound force. Next is laminar naman tayo. Laminar total skin friction drag coefficient or CF is equal to 1.328 all over transition Reynolds. So 1.328 is all over square root ng 6.5 times 10 raised to 5. CF is equal to 1.647 times 10 raised to negative 3. So DF is equal to QSCF 1/2 0.002377 times 44 feet per second squared times 2.323 feet, quantity 40 and 1/3 feet, times 1.647 times 10 raised to negative 3. DFA laminar is 0.355. So next, final is DF total is equal to DF ng laminar plus DF ng turbulent. So DF total is 1.702 pound force. Pero considered as one surface lang yon, kaya ita-times 4 mo siya. Kaya ang DF total natin is 6.808 pound force. Ayan. So, moving on, ito yung flow visualization techniques natin, which is yung conceptual part ng ating discussion. So, the flow of fluids can be analyzed by theory, numerical computation, and experiment. In all kinds of fluid flow research, the visualization is an important tool in experimental fluid mechanics, which can provide yung overall picture ng flow field. By applying these some methods of visualization, yung flow pattern can be observed directly or recorded using yung camera natin. So ito, mga figures. Ito yung airfoil natin. So surface flow patterns, the rates of shear forces, pressure forces, and heating loads excreted by a fluid flow to the wall of a solid body are subject of many studies. Visualization of the flow pattern very close to or at the body surface can be helpful for such studies. Many methods of surface flow visualization are making use of coating and of the surface with a material that interacts with the flow and thereby produces a visible information. Ito ay depende kung mechanical, chemical, or thermal yung information. Yung following quantities might be derived. So, wall pressure, skin friction, or simply flow direction, yung mass transfer, o kaya yung wall heat transfer, or wall temperature. So, yun nga. Ito ang isa sa mga surface flow patterns na flow visualization, which is yung oil film. Ito ay naging standard practice na for several decades sa wind tunnel. So the surface of interest is coated with a thin layer of oil in which a finely powdered pigment is solved When the wind tunnel is on, yung oil natin is carried away with the airstream and the dry pigment remains on the surface where it forms a streaky pattern. So, nadadala yung oil, pero may dry pigment na nagre-remain sa surface na kung saan yun yung nagpo-form ng streaky pattern sa atin, indicating the direction of the flow close to the surface. Particular phenomena in the remaining pattern are attributed to the flow separation from the surface or flow reattachment. Tapos dito naman yung wall taps. Ito ay simple means ng obtaining an idea on the direction ng flow close to a solid wall is to attach one end of the short taps to the body surface. In laminar attached flow, these taps may well indicate the local flow direction. When the flow becomes unsteady or turbulent, the taps perform a certain unsteady motion, and this may be taken as an indication that the wall boundary layer has become turbulent. A more violent motion of the taps or a tendency to lift from the surface may indicate yung separated flow regime natin. So kapag mas naging violent na, may separation na ng flow na nangyari sa ating surface. Next is yung sa mass transfer natin. A sublimation of evaporation of a coating material into the adjacent airflow is a means of visualizing the mass transfer between yung solid surface and the flowing gas. Ang gamit nito of this effect is by means ng surface techniques employing the coatings of either naphthalene o kaya azobenzene. The rates of sublimation or mass transfer are different depending on whether the flow is laminar or turbulent, so that the location of transition can be made visible. Tapos, meron din tayong tinatawag na TSPs and PSPs, or yung temperature sensitive paints o kaya yung pressure sensitive paints. Pressure sensitive paint is essentially a luminescent dye dispersed in an oxygen permeable binder, also known as yung oxygen quenching. The paint which contains these luminophore molecules are then illuminated with a light source emitting light of short wavelengths, commonly performed by passing a light through blue or ultraviolet filters in order to excite the paint. So ginagamitan din tayo ng ultraviolet filters para mas effective. Returning to its ground state, the collision of luminophores and to the oxygen molecules causes the paint to emit light with less intensity. Another form of surface interaction using TSPs use yung same approach ng PSP pero wala siyang oxygen quenching. Next. Next is flow visualization techniques sa tracer particles na rin. The injection of a foreign visible material is a traditional means of flow visualization. Most commonly, yung dyes ay ginagamit sa tubig tapos smoke naman sa airflows natin. The material is released from a particular position, thus making a specific line in the flow downstream of that position. Or the material is filling a complete regime in the flow and it marks the boundary and therefore the geometric extension of such regime, provided that there is little mass exchange across the boundary. The latter is of interest for visualizing separated flow regime. So, yun, may dalawa tayong common technique which is yung smoke visualization tsaka yung visualization by dye sa tubig. So, ayan nga, smoke visualization, di siya restricted sa combustion lang. Pwede rin siya sa steam, vapor, mist, and aerosols. From the usual requirement that one wants a tracer material to fulfill, namely being neutrally buoyant, being non-toxic, tsaka having low mixing rates with the main fluid. So as you can see, ito yung smoke visualization natin at different angles of attack. Ayan, kita nyo, nagbabago na yan. at dito ay turbulent na talaga at alpha is equal to 14 degrees angle of attack. Next is yung visualization by dye in water. Kasing popular din siya ng smoke in air flows. Pero unlike smoke, appropriate dyes can fulfill almost any requirements of an ideal tracer. Meron siyang neutral buoyancy, high stability against mixing, tsaka good visibility. So, ito yung figure ng ating visualization by dye. Tapos, flow visualization techniques with optical methods. In terms of optical methods, tapos, the density of a fluid is a function of the fluid's refractive index. A number of optical methods are known by which variations of the refractive index in a transparent medium can be visualized and or measured. Itong methods na to ay ma-apply to the study of such flows that are associated with density changes caused by compressibility, thermal effects, or mixing of fluids of different densities. Very common is the use of these methods in high-speed wind tunnels, excuse, ballistic ranges, and shock tubes. Common techniques, meron tayong shadow graph at saka Schlieren. So first is yung shadow graph. Scientifically explored first by Dvorak, is the simplest of the optical visualization methods. Hindi siya nagre-require ng kahit anong optical element except yung light source and the shadow effect produced by the refractive index fields. Therefore, outside laboratory in the open air where the sun serves as a light source, pwede yun. Examples are the shadow patterns of racing warm air or benzene vapor projected by the sunlight onto the rigid surface. So, ayan. Ito yung bullet natin na nakikita nyo yung shockwave. Ito ay by means ng shadow graph natin, which is essentially nga for high speed visualization. Next is yung Schlieren system naman na actually somewhat similar to sa shadow graph, pero ang pagkakaiba nito ay sensitive siya sa with respect sa density changes, yung Schlieren natin. The parallel light beam is made convergent by a lens or a spherical or parabolic mirror called yung Schlieren head. An image of the light source is formed in the focal point of the Schlieren head. At this position, a knife edge perpendicular to the plane is cutting off the certain portion of the light source image, thereby reducing the intensity with which the recording plane is illuminated. The camera lens focuses a plane in the flow field onto the recording plane so that yung shadow effects are eliminated. So ayun nga, as said kanina, ito ay somewhat similar din sa ating shadow graph pero in terms of density changes ang basis. Okay. May questions ba?
Wala naman po.
Okay, sige. If wala ng questions, paki-on cam po tayo. On cam po. Saan na po yung iba? Outcome na po tayo. Naka-on-cam na po ba? Okay, sige. 1, 2, 3. Okay, if wala ng questions, yun pala sa may stability for mamaya, prepare po sa ating activity. Yun lang. Sige, you may have your breakfast po. Good morning.
Thank you po.
Thank you, sir. Thank you po.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po.